Hello again, and welcome to Lady Mercury's Ministries. I'll be your host, Lady Mercury. So this is a video I've been putting off for a while for absolutely no reason, yet again. So as I said in one of my other videos, this is going to be a plant rant video. Yes, one more, just another plant rant video. Me ranting about how much I love my houseplants and some of my outside plants, but I only brought one of my outside plants inside because my rosemary is doing very nice outside and she can be a little finicky. So, the first plant that we're going to be talking about today is this guy. So, as you can remember in my last video about, well, my first plant rant video, I went and bought a bunch of succulents. Oh my gosh, he's got a root coming up out of the ground. Look at that. Got a random root popping up there. I gotta trim this guy's roots back. So, as I promised in one of my videos, I was gonna do a plant rant about some of my house plants that I've accumulated. The first plant rant video I did, I bought some succulents from the succulent lady in my area. Fantastic investment on my part, in my own opinion. And then I had a naughty kitty cat who decided he was gonna knock over all my plants. Yeah, cats can be jerks, just like people. Anyways, so this succulent has been indoors, kind of in poor sunlight, so it's growing roots in odd directions. I haven't had time to do any like plant care with it. It's kind of growing straight up. I mean, it used to be shorter than the camera, so now when I set it down here, it pops up in the camera view. However, like, it is thriving. And I have 3 other plants in my bedroom, but I don't want to grab them and disturb the baby, so we're just going to work with what's in my living room right now. So right now we got this guy. Still not sure where this one's from, so if you happen to know the name of this succulent, please drop the name in the comments, because I have no idea, but I love this succulent. It's such a beautiful little succulent. Alright, secondly, check out the growth on this guy. Look. So, like, yeah, the cat did mess him up a little bit, but it also kind of overgrew. Kitty, stop it. Oh, I got a sitter. Get out of there. This is my litter box. Sorry, I have a bin that I keep all my plants in, and when it's empty, the cat decides that he's gonna sit in it and try to use it like a litter box. Stop it, dude. No, it's not for you. Children. To argue with him. So yeah, this one started overgrowing and kind of creeping, and I really like the creeping look. So I'm thinking this one I might do in a fairy pitcher where I take a little tiny tea kettle looking thing or a broken pitcher or something and let it kind of flow out of it. And then I might actually plant one of the other succulents in there with it, just to like add to that little fairy-esque energy type thing we're gonna do. I've also got some moths, but that's because I got a carnivorous plant. We'll cover that. He's gonna be the last one I show you guys tonight, actually. Anyways, so yeah, this one, again, one of my most favorite succulents that I've gotten from this lady is this specific one because of how it grows like this. I just really like how it grows. I might get some stuff and like grow them all over my house because I'm just kind of obsessed with the way they look. Alright, then we had this one that kind of looks like a tiger plant. One of the tops broke off of it and I'm not sure where it went, but a couple more heads popped up. As you can see, I'm going to get out of the camera so you can see the detail on it a little bit better. Again, if you happen to know what these plants are called, drop a comment because I'm very curious. Yeah, my cat's been biting on them. I think. That might also just be bruising from rubbing up against one of the other pots. Not sure. He's glaring at me because I won't let him sit in the box. Yeah, you're a good boy. Good boy. Gotta push him away from the box again. Alright, and then we also got this guy. Again, still completely unsure as to what this is, but look at that. I think we might have a third growth going on in there. I don't know what that is. I can't tell if that's another one of these guys or if that's a leaf from another succulent. And then there's another leaf in there from another succulent. So it's... Oh, the leaf from the other succulent that fell in there looks like it's growing roots. So we're probably going to end up with another random succulent in this thing. Looks like I'm going to end up getting another pot like this. But I'm going to be potting them into a bigger pot soon anyways. So there's that. Again, if you know what this guy is, let me know. I will be offering my succulents for sale eventually, but I need to get them established first. Alright, and then we've also got this guy. Not sure what this one is, but if you are, comment below and let me know. This one's about the same as when I got it. It hasn't really done a lot as far as growth goes. I might start leaving this one out on my microwave altar. Alright, then we got this guy. Now, this one's kind of interesting. Oh my gosh, there is a hair in there. Yeah, I had to scrape the soil off the ground on some of these guys. Shake it around a little bit better. Sorry, plant. Alright, so trying to get the show going a little bit better here. And by that I mean there's something going on in the soil in this one because, you know, this creeper plant right here? This creeper plant creeped into this pot and they became a married couple and had babies. You can see in there. So I'm thinking that these two plants are going to be grown together. And as you can see, that would actually be kind of a nice couple combo here. To have a little bowl with this stuff potted in it, and then this sitting in the center. I think it would look beautiful. And I might even go as far as to add a little bit of rose quartz in there to let this guy climb around. I think it would be beautiful, and I'm going to put it somewhere where it'll get a lot of love and attention. And this one here as well, like this one's thrived a lot, but because of the cat spilling it, we had to plant it in there, and my husband was the one that replanted this one, so it's got a little bit different energy going to it. But, I mean, for working as quickly as he did a wonderful job repotting it. And I wish I could show you the extent of how it was actually thriving. It would actually be about this tall if the cat hadn't knocked anything over. Alright. And here's the one that I think dropped into that other one. If you can see the coloration on it. It's starting to grow in green because it's been rained on a couple of times because I let it outside into the rain just so they could get watered with the natural rain. I always like to water my plants with rainwater if possible and whenever possible, just because I feel that they benefit a little bit more from having the minerals from the rain rather than the fluoride in the tap water. And yes, I do know that there are still chemicals in the rain when you live in the suburb areas, but they still benefit greatly from the rainwater as opposed to your tap water. And I mean, it's just natural. If the plants in the woods can thrive off it, then so can your plants in your house. Alright, so this plant needs to be repotted soon. I do have a new pot ready for it. I just have to get the potting soil in order. I forget what this one is. It came with a pot. It came with a really nice pot, and I took it out because I needed to clean the pot out because it started growing algae inside the pot. But it's starting to grow another little tiny growth underneath this bigger leaf. If you can see it. And I got this one at Whole Foods. And it looked kind of like a cabbage plant, so I got it because I thought it was funny. But it's starting to mutate a little bit, which I think is cool. So I can't wait to see what this one actually turns into after a while. This one's going to stay in my kitchen for the foreseeable future. I just have to get the other pot off the balcony because I put it out there to dry in the sun, the clay pot, so they dry better in the sunlight. But yeah, it's getting, those are the roots sticking out the bottom there. So I got to repot that. All right, so now we get to my shamrock plants. So this one is so overgrown that I'm actually gonna have to repot and separate the bulbs soon because it's turning the pot into an oval, and it's actually a circular shaped pot to begin with. And like the leaves are closed because it is nighttime, and these plants go to sleep at night. Alright, and then here's another one. Again, we had a naughty kitty incident, so there's another one of those creepers in there. But we're just gonna let it grow in there and see what happens. Again, this is the one that's going to my mother out in Louisiana. So I hope that she enjoys this one when she does finally get to have it. So, fun fact, I don't know if you guys follow my Patreon or not, but on my Patreon I do kind of talk about some of the things that go, oh, some dead plant life there. Some of the things that go on in my life. And one of the things that I was talking about was the fact that we have dirty neighbors. Dirty neighbors who take the screen off their window and leave their window open for prolonged periods of time, which lets in bugs. And we have dirty neighbors who don't take out their trash. And a lot of people in the apartment complex, unfortunately, attract a lot of pests. The first week that we were here, my cat killed a mouse. It's just the unfortunates of life. He ended up catching a mouse that was loose in the apartment. We don't know how it got loose in the apartment, but he ended up catching it and killing it. And then recently we had a little development of gnats and fruit flies, and it was both gnats and fruit flies because some of them were orange-bodied fruit flies, and then the other ones obviously were gnats that came in through the screen door, which is inevitable at some point, but I mean, we didn't do anything to attract these gnats in. They just kind of follow people in when they smoke cigarettes on our balcony. So, instead of going crazy with pesticides in my apartment, instead of making the air quality in my apartment worse than it already is as an apartment, I went and invested in a wonderful little plant. Say hello to my Sarracenia plant. And I got a little dragonfly for it because it goes in my kitchen. Now, this plant here, the reason it's in a little cup, I gotta refill the cup water, but the reason it's in this little cup here is because you're supposed to fill it up completely, well, not completely, but like up to here, with distilled water to keep them moist, because they prefer that moistness, and that distilled water doesn't have all the chemicals in it that your tap water does. The nice thing about these plants is they drastically reduce the fruit flies in your room without you having to adjust too much of your lifestyle. So if you have a lot of fruit flies or just bugs in your house in general, a Sarracenia plant, a Venus flytrap, any carnivorous plants will do. Especially if you live in like down south, or if you live on a farm or something like that where you got a lot of flies in the area. Like, I would definitely recommend having carnivorous plants handy at all times just to help get rid of those suckers. Literally bloodsuckers. And I will have to be doing another preening on this. The first day I got it, I ended up pulling off some of the heads because they were starting to die back. So I guess in another video, I'll do a plant preening video where I preen my plants and kind of go off and rant about them while I'm preening them because I'm cool like that. But I'll do a plant care video one of these days for you too, where we just talk while I preen my plants. But most of my live streams, for the most part, by the way, if you are interested in any of my live streams, they're gonna be on my Instagram at sinner_lady_mercury on Instagram. That's where I do majority of my live streaming because it's just a little bit more convenient to do so for my own streaming capabilities since I only have a phone to work with. Now, I could use YouTube live stream, but I can't live stream until I'm at a certain amount of followers. Like I've said before, I'm a very small platform user. I don't really do a whole lot. Now, that being said, like if you wanted to support my channel and help me get the means to do more frequent posts and more frequent live streams, you can subscribe to my Patreon. You can also help me out at my Cash App. I don't do PayPal because I just don't like the PayPal terms of service, and it's just something I can't agree with. But with the Cash App that I use, I also get like the physical card that comes with it, so I can use that, you know, to go to Best Buy and get myself a nicer computer, more internet speeds, whatever I need to actually increase my streaming capabilities. So, I mean, if you want to support that, I did leave my Cash App info down in the description. There's, like, if you need a way to contact me, I can give that to you. You just got to reach out to me at any of the social media platforms below. Again, thank you for coming and watching my video. I do appreciate the support as well as the views. And again, if you recognized any of these plants that I'm not sure what the names are, please comment the names of the plants below as well as the timestamp. That way I can more identify the plant and look up the care instructions for each plant so that it's a little bit easier for me to take care of them without them potentially dying. I am yawning because it's really dark outside. Well, not really, it's the suburbs. There's light everywhere, but it's really late outside and I'm tired, and I didn't drink any coffee today because today was my no caffeine day. I do caffeine days and I do non-caffeinated days, and if you watched my last video that I posted, it goes into why I need to drink so much coffee. But we're not going to get into that on this video because I just covered that. But anyways, stay happy, stay healthy, and thrive to survive. Lady Mercury, out. See you next vid.